On the freeway, and today we'll hear from the sheriff's deputies who risked their own lives to save a young boy.
Another female EMT is speaking out about hidden spy cameras found in this El Cajon fire station.
The DMV is running out of combinations when it comes to license plates, so what's their plan for the future? We have the details.
The story of the unsung heroes in white uniforms who fought during the Vietnam War.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
Just hoping and praying that a tragedy wouldn't happen.
We begin tonight hearing from San Diego County Sheriff's officials who saved a child from the side of a freeway as cars raced by, and it was all caught on camera. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. We first showed you this harrowing video last night at 6. The rescue happened last month on the side of State Route 52 in Santee near Mission Trails Park. But tonight we're hearing from the deputies and the off-duty sheriff's deputy who saw the child and called for help.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney met with them and joins us with more.
Marcelo and Carlo, that's right. It was a really frightening piece of video. What we were able to do today was actually talk to the officials and the deputies who were able to save that young man and bring him to safety.
Astro, when he's at the top of the hill, up against the wall from the deputies.
I just couldn't believe that it was happening.
Shiloh Corbett, an off-duty dispatcher with the San Diego Sheriff's Office, was driving home from work when she saw the boy, who was already reported missing, running across freeway lanes and called it in.
So I go onto the on-ramp, I ditch my car. I was relaying to the supervisor to relay to them. I'm like, you're gonna need a unit on this side, on this side.
That's when deputies Cody Green and Michael Moser made their approach.
So we ran up the embankment. I tried to approach him slowly to see if he would come to me, but he didn't want to engage. So then once we started to approach him, he started to run from us.
The video shows Deputy Green talking to the boy, who's autistic and nonverbal, before he suddenly pushes himself over the guardrail and onto the freeway.
Seeing him hop over that wall was a little bit heartbreaking.
The deputies then followed him onto the shoulder of the 52 East.
I knew at that point I just needed to hop the shoulder or hop the embankment, also run on the shoulder and grab him as soon as possible.
Deputies Green and Moser were able to rescue the boy and bring him to safety.
And we ended up catching him, picked him up, put him over the wall, and took him down the hill again.
Deputy Green is a father and would have wanted law enforcement to respond the same way.
My kids are my whole life. They're very important to me. At the end of my day, there's nothing more than I want to do than to go home and see my children, and I know that those parents feel the same way.
Deputies brought the boy to his parents after and avoided a tragic ending. The sheriff's deputies worked quickly and they worked effectively to end a situation that could have been so much worse. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
Thank you, Alex. The city of San Diego's parking system is under fire in a new San Diego County grand jury report just released today. The jury launched an investigation after the city doubled parking meter rates in January. It noted the move was billed as a way to help address a budget deficit and pointed out the city attorney repeatedly warned the city council that parking meter funds cannot be used for general revenue purposes and must be used for traffic-related purposes. The grand jury criticized community parking districts for lack of transparency and administrative overhead. The group recommended getting rid of those districts and standardizing what it calls confusing signs at both public meters and private lots. We reached out to a city spokesperson for comment and are waiting on a response.
Tonight, a second woman is speaking out about hidden spy cameras found inside an El Cajon fire station. 4 women, 2 of them EMTs, the other paramedics, have filed claims for damages.
CBS 8's David Godfredson spoke with a woman and her attorney who claim a thorough investigation was not done.
My initial reaction, I would say, is shock and kind of a little bit of disbelief, followed by a very severe rush of anxiety.
Morgan Donnelly is a paramedic who may have been the victim of spy cameras found in early February inside bedrooms at Heartland Fire Station number 8 in El Cajon.
To specifically access female rooms, you would have to know who sleeps in which room, which it feels very specifically targeted toward those female bedrooms.
Morgan is one of 2 paramedics as well as 2 EMTs who may have been the targets of the spy cams. They filed claims for damages with the city of El Cajon, Heartland Fire, and their employer, American Medical Response. Their claims were denied.
If you're on a night shift and you get a call, it's very common that you get up from bed, you change from whatever attire you're wearing to sleep into your work clothes. Typically, that's me taking off basketball shorts and putting on my work pants, which does involve exposing yourself.
One of the cameras was disguised as a USB phone charger, according to the woman's attorney, Dan Gillian.
I've got two here. I got them on Amazon. One's just a regular USB charger. And if you look real close, you can see a little camera lens there.
The other camera looked like an alarm clock. Gillian says El Cajon police did an investigation, but no one was arrested, and there was no independent investigation by AMR or Heartland Fire.
You need to do a prompt, thorough, and neutral investigation, and the investigation has to be designed to figure out how do we prevent this from happening in the future.
The city of El Cajon and Heartland Fire declined to comment. AMR did not respond to my emails.
It's a different culture than probably what it was 30 years ago, and it's not abnormal to work with females. Like, it's not some new thing that we're the first females to ever enter a fire station, and now that's why they're spying on us. But 1,000%, it's an abnormal thing to place cameras in anyone's room, regardless of where you are, but especially when you work in a job that requires integrity.
Since those claims have been denied, a lawsuit is expected to be filed in the coming weeks. In El Cajon, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. San Diego city leaders broke ground on a new affordable housing complex today. The Kindred Affordable Housing Project will bring 126 units to the center of San Diego's Cortez Hill neighborhood. The nonprofit Bridge Housing is behind the project. It will offer a range of 1, 2, or 3 bedroom apartments, as well as 63 apartments set aside for unsheltered seniors. Right now, the San Diego Padres are getting ready to take on the Giants in a quick 2-game series.
The Friars there hoping to bounce back after getting swept by the Tampa Bay Rays over the weekend. CBS 8's Jake Garriani joins us early with what we can expect. And the good news, I guess, is that the Padres tonight are getting at least a couple of reinforcements.
Very much needed reinforcements is the thing, right? I mean, this offense has been struggling bad, like 3 runs over 40-plus innings, and finally they are getting those reinforcements. 3-time hitting champion Luis Arraez is back in the lineup for San Diego, as well as veteran outfielder Jason Hayward. To make room for those two, Mason McCoy was sent to the injured list, and Yuli Gurriel has been designated for assignment, so he has likely played his last game for the Friars. Our Karthik Venkatraman has more on the much-needed help headed to the Padres.
As the injuries piled up for the Padres, so did the losses, but some good news for San Diego today as they get Luis Arraez and Jason Hayward back. Arraez will be starting at first base, Hayward over in left field. Arraez, of course, was injured in that Houston series with that scary collision at first base. Hayward's also been out since the Houston series with that left knee injury. But this is huge news for the Padres because where their injuries have hurt them the most is in their hitting. They've lost 8 of their last 11 in the last 15 days, and in that span of time, they've been worst in runs scored in all of the MLB with 23 runs and the 3rd worst batting average at 205. Well, when you add a guy like Arraez back specifically, who's one of the best hitters in the league, well, that can only mean good things for your hitting, right? He's happy to be back, and so are his teammates.
Excited to be here and to play baseball, man. That's what I love. I have another opportunity to be here, and especially to be in the lineup tonight. And we just need to forget the past. We are now in the present, and we just need to continue to play baseball.
And as the Padres get a boost back to their hitting, they got their guy on the mound that's been pitching the best for them all season long in Nick Pivetta. Pivetta with a 4-1 record so far, a 1.2 ERA and a .77 whip. Not only has he been the best pitcher for the Padres, he's been one of the best in the MLB. Mike Schultz very impressed with what he's done so far.
Nick's pitched great, you know, he really has. From day one, he's fit in, continual growth in what he's doing, how he's doing it, why he's doing it, but he's doing it very effectively, efficiently, and consistently, and really excited to see him pitch tonight.
It's also Tony Gwynn bobblehead day at Petco Park. Schultz talked about Gwynn's legacy.
You know, clearly an icon here on and off the field. The blueprint of what it means to be a consummate professional. You know, the rightful face of this organization and will be we're going to have more faces that are going to come into, become the Mount Rushmore of the Padres, but, he's our George Washington.
There's going to be a lot of excitement in Petco Park today as the Padres look to get back on track and do some damage to the Giants, who are tied with the Dodgers atop the NL West, a game and a half over the Padres. Back to you, Jake.
And that's all fun and great, and it's awesome to have the three-time batting champion back. One of the issues is they're facing the Giants' ace, Logan Webb, who is completely nasty. Hopefully they just figure it out and they get rolling.
Yes.
It's a lull. It's not the season.
Yeah,
it's a lull.
Nice to get one big piece back, that's for sure.
Exactly. They're going to win tonight.
Love it.
Thanks, Jake. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria joins us for an in-studio conversation.
That's still ahead. Plus, California's Attorney General was here in San Diego today, highlighting conditions inside of ICE facilities across the state. Why he says he was alarmed.
And later, Carlsbad weighs getting rid of a decades-old ban on drive-thrus.
We are dry right now. We're also looking at dry conditions for tomorrow, but note the changes in the forecast by the weekend as our chances for some showers start to go up. We get to all the latest details on that coming up.